Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Housewife Historian, and we are here to talk the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm going to be talking a little bit in code today because if you watch my channel and you watch my live, yes.
Is the plane going down? Are we gonna die? Why are you saying I'm salty?
Hi guys, happy Friday and welcome back to my channel for my third part series on I don't even know if you want to call it a deep dive, or it started out talking about one of the newest lawsuits that came out against Joe Gorga and Melissa for $30-some thousand. I posted about it and everyone thought that I was digging up old information, but I wasn't. So I thought that I would go back in time a little bit and go over some things that had been in the media, but possibly, social media 10 years ago, 5 years ago, even wasn't what it is now. And also I think that everything between Teresa and Joe, Giudice going to prison, that went on for like 4 years, over 4 years, because you have to think about the time that they went to court when they got sentenced, and then Teresa goes, and then Joe goes. So, guys, it seems like a lot of things that like the Gorgas may or may not have been a part of could have been a little bit scandalous, but because of the prison sentence and because of that whole scandal, it just overpowered like the petty things that were going on or around, or the word on the street, whatever you want to call it, as it pertains to Joe and Melissa. So this is my part 3 video. This isn't going to be on a lawsuit. It's actually going to be on their car dealer, because I know you guys love to talk about this car dealer who was Joe's car dealer. Taking you guys back to this season where Melissa and Joe were driving the black Bentley. Okay, now some of you historians already know the story about the dealer of their Bentley, but if you don't, then you should definitely stick around, because we're going to discuss the fact that he was on the FBI's most wanted list at one point. Yes, that's correct. He was on the show. He was on the Real Housewives in New Jersey as Melissa and Joe's car dealer. And shortly after, he would be wanted by the FBI. He would go on the run, and he wasn't even sentenced until 2020. So we're going to talk about all of that, guys. But before we do, make sure that you hit that like button. It really does make a difference for my videos. It like helps the algorithm and get them out to more people. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm definitely trying to grow. And then, of course, turn your notifications on, because you never know what's going to be going on in the housewives world. And so you want to make sure that you're up to date. Then you got to turn your notifications on. Okay. Let's just start first by saying, guys, like we're just over here looking up some basic things that were in Radar Online, US Weekly, OK Magazine, like all of the things I'm going to talk about today, guys. I will cite my sources. You guys can go look it up yourselves, read about it. Like, I'm not digging up anything on anyone. I'm not DMing anyone. Like, I'm literally just refreshing everyone's memory from some of the things that transpired that was overshadowed by Teresa and Juicy and their legal issues. Okay, so first of all, let's go back to Melissa and Joe. This would have been around 2014. They go on the show. It says, well, First, they have to turn the Bentley pack in, and that hits Radar Online. Titled, Real Housewives in New Jersey star Joe and Melissa Gorga give up costly Bentley, 5K a month, 5K monthly lease was just too expensive. So they were on the show. They had the Bentley. They showed Melissa driving it. And they showed her hitting stuff. She was like hitting stuff all the time. And like, I'm not judging her for that. I hit stuff all the time too on accident, complete accident. But if you have a very expensive car and their parts are very expensive, then you shouldn't drive a Bentley. Right? I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, their lease payment in 2014 was $5,000 a month just to lease the Bentley, okay? And it did get too expensive, so they eventually turned it in. But not before they filmed with it. They filmed Melissa, denting it up. They take it into the dealership, and the dealer says, "Oh my gosh, it's gonna cost $60,000 to fix." Blase skip, yada yada yada. And we see all of that on the show, and it's like, wow, they must be doing pretty good. Like mother of three driving around and her, picking the kids up in her Bentley, right? Like, doesn't that sounds like you're killing it? As far as I'm concerned, right? So then, of course, the season airs, and then Radar Online runs the story that they're returning the Bentley, and it says, quote, "The Real Housewives of New Jersey stars Joe and Melissa Gorga have been seen on the Bravo reality show driving a very expensive Bentley. RadarOnline.com has exclusively learned that the couple recently was forced to give up the luxury automobile because they no longer could afford it. The Bentley was leased by Joe and Melissa and was strictly done for the show," a source told Radar Online. Quote, "They felt pressure to make their lifestyle appear to be something it definitely wasn't. The lease was just too expensive at $5,000 a month, and they had to turn it back in early. As something of a silver lining, the couple was given a free used Mercedes by a local car dealer in exchange for shooting scenes at his dealership. Yes, guys, this is the same dealer that's going to end up on the FBI's most wanted list, arrested with felony charges, federal felony charges, and later sentenced to prison. Let me continue. As something of a silver lining, the couple was given a free used Mercedes by a local car dealer in exchange for shooting scenes at the dealership. The scene in which Joe shows Melissa their new trash truck was filmed at the Mercedes dealership. Indeed, our insider also revealed that Melissa wants to make sister-in-law Teresa Giudice green with jealousy with her fancy cars, clothes, accessories, and jewelry, said the source. The sad thing is that Melissa doesn't recognize is that what kind of behavior is what got Teresa into trouble with the law. That's an interesting statement. So that was Radar Online. Let me give you some juicy stuff, though. Let me get into the car dealer, because this is where it gets stuff. His name was Bobby Kwan. Of course, everything in this video is alleged. Let me say that 1,000 times. Everything in this video is alleged. This is about the car dealer. This isn't really about Melissa and Joe. But, I mean, obviously Joe did business with him because they worked out a deal, like with the Mercedes. Like, we'll give you Mercedes if you film here. You can rent this Bentley for $5,000 a month. I don't know. Like, I just think, in my opinion, which I want to hear all of your guys' opinions, of course, you little historians, please leave comments. But in my opinion, you don't make deals with dealers like this that you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't walk into a dealership and start making deals like the kind of deal that it sounds like Joe and this guy had. Okay? Like, so here you go, guys. The FBI guy ended up wanting, they put a $20,000 reward for him, okay? His name is Bobby Kwan, a.k.a. Afonso Kwan, owner of this, it's Empire Motor Group, is not just being investigated for fraud, he's now a wanted man. According to the FBI, he is wanted for defrauding customers and banks. Now, this is Joe and Melissa's car dealer. He was on a show, too. He was on the Discovery Channel, I think. They had a show with, like, most, wanted people, or, like, sometimes they, like, will do a biography on certain like gangsters. Um, I think that might have been what, was the case here. So it says, according to the FBI, quote, one financial institution has an estimated exposure of $1.7 million in automobile loans, additional fraudulent loans, and approximately 75 individual victims have also been identified. A federal arrest warrant was issued for Quan on October 21st, 2014 by the United States District Court of New Jersey after he was charged with wire fraud. They're offering a $20,000 reward and info on his arrest. Okay? This is their car dealer. Okay? He then takes off. It gets better. Hold on. I think he flees. He tries to outrun the FBI. There's like a throuple of male men here right now. They're like doing a trade-off or something right beside me. Anyways, I'm sorry. I got distracted. Okay, hold on. So he goes on the run. In 2014, the former reality star was on the run since October 2014 before he was arrested. And he was like in another country, guys. This is one of the special agents in charge released a statement stating Mr. Quan came to the sobering reality that he could not outrun the FBI. People who flee to other countries to avoid prosecution only delay the inevitable and live every day with the knowledge that we are still in pursuit. Mr. Quan obviously reached the conclusion that it wasn't worth it, right? Special agent said the Newark field office would like to thank the dedicated members of law enforcement who worked hard and determination forced the hand of this fugitive and will now bring him to justice. So then he was taken to the county jail in New Jersey. He could have gotten that was OK Magazine. Let me show you guys, but I want to show you the other one of him in the FBI, just because it looks so funny because it's affiliated with. Oh, here we go. I don't want to get like no copyright or anything, but like I said, guys, this is all stuff that you guys can dig around and find too. But I like to give it to you, of course. I mean, some of it is tea here and there, of course, but it's tea I've really always known and always given it to my subscribers. So anyways, he was accused of fraud. He fled the U.S. He was on the most wanted list, and they keep putting in every article, the inside or even overseas, that he would appeared on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And his clients included members of the cast. Now, you know that Andy Cohen and them. See, this is, again, the two lawsuits that we spoke about, Andy Cohen was involved in, except for the one, most current one with Joe Gorga. The other one was affiliated with Bravo, NBC, Joe, and Melissa. The other one, same exact situation. And then you have this situation where their car dealer is wanted by the FBI for millions of dollars of wire fraud. He was featured on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and we barely hear anything about it. I mean, it was 2014, 2015. When did Teresa get sentenced? Oh, 2014. So, like, what's going to make the news, guys? Like, what are people going to be talking about? Teresa Giudice going to prison, or this guy that was their dealer that went to prison? Let me get into a little bit more about him because it was funny. Okay, this is what he did. He admitted to a role in fraudulent activity through his car dealership in New Jersey. The indictment charged him with defrauding lenders, customers by getting loans from the car, financing arm of large bank for cars, and never delivering the vehicles despite the customer still being responsible for them. Additionally, the indictment said Quan received loans from the bank for cars that neither he nor the dealership had titles for, but still delivered. Because of that, the buyers were liable for the loans but couldn't register the cars. Finally, Quan was charged with offering to sell cars for people on consignment, but failed to return cars of or any money to the owners after the sales. The activities took place from December of 2013 to September of 2014, allegedly, and the warrant arrest was issued in 2014, just like we spoke about. He admits that he lost at least $550,000. The Department of Justice release said that they think he lost a minimum of 250. He could be looking at 20 years in prison. In 2020, I think he gets 2, probably with time served as well. But that's it for today, guys. That's today's part 3. What we don't know, what we didn't hear about the Gorgas. Don't get angry at me, guys. Listen, like I said, this is just stuff that happened. I mean, in 2014, Teresa was getting sentenced to federal prison. So it's important that we still talk about other things that happened. There's nothing wrong with that. And, it's all real stuff. Nobody is, I'm not just trying to be a tree hugger. I love Teresa, of course, but I love the Real Housewives of New Jersey in general. So it doesn't matter what it is, who it's about. We're going to talk about it on this channel because we love New Jersey. It's our, one of my favorites. So we're going to talk about everything. Then that doesn't mean that we're a Teresa Stan Account or Teresa huggers. It just means we want to know everything about everyone on the show, and we'll continue to go on. Oh, and here's a little bit of tea for you guys. See, it's always good to hold on to the end of the videos because in my head I'll be racking through thinking, did I tell them everything I needed to tell them? Okay, here's what else I have to tell you guys. So I guess these people were on vacation, these girls, I don't know, it was a girls trip or something. They were somewhere warm in bikinis, and guess who they ran into? Jackie Goldsnyder's father. Okay, and Jackie Goldsnyder's father, are her parents divorced? And he was living by himself. And he was he wasn't hoarding stuff, but she had to go there and clean out the cupboards and stuff, whatever. You know how it gets with, whatever. Anyways, he looked really happy to be in the company of 7 hot blonde chicks in bikinis by the pool sitting around him taking pictures. But I guess they FaceTimed Jackie, and that Jackie allegedly told them that Teresa's days are numbered on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And now those women have come out and told the press that. And so Jackie is tripping out, and she's been all over saying that's not true. We only FaceTimed for a second to say hello. I never said that. Yada yada yada. I don't know if I believe it or not. Do you guys think that if these girls were on vacation and talked her dad into FaceTiming her, so that means she got a FaceTime from her dad on vacation with all these young hot girls around him, oh my gosh, you're Jackie's dad. And he's probably ooh la la, yes, mamacita. Anyways, so enough that he FaceTimed Jackie with these people. Now, whether she said Teresa's days are numbered or not, I can't tell you that. Leave in the comments what you think if that was the case. But either way, let me know what you guys think. I'm getting a lot of comments. People are enjoying the series on the Gorgas. There's nothing wrong with it. We're not talking bad. We're just talking about some things that happened over the course. We're just revisiting milestones. And we're going to do it for everyone in the cast, not just the Gorgas. So, it's going to be a great season. I can't wait. And we also have to talk about Miami. Please let me know if you guys are watching Miami. All right. Have a great Friday, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and follow. Bye.